so many saved videos.
From Koreatown, Los Angeles, thank you for tuning in to Ktown Social Club. This is where the world gathers to talk about the issues that you really care about. It's a different kind of a talk program. We're the only show that offers perspectives from the far left to the far right. Leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and smash that notification bell. Check the description box below to follow all our social media. I'm Michael Kim, joined by Michael Kwon, Ed Choi, and Doug Kim.
Who's too busy looking
up
up.
what are you watching,
man?
I can't,
What are you
I can't
looking
find it.
And here
He's
we are.
hyper-fixated.
Here we are together again on Ktown Social Club. Thank you for joining us today. Now, and today, coming up on Ktown Social Club, we have I'm supposed to
We're going to get through all this.
We're going to get into Israel. Israel lied about October the 7th. Can you believe they lied about that? They're so honest, and yet they lied. Also,
our strongest or
Is
greatest ally.
that a
This is
Macaulay
our
Culkin?
shock face.
That's
Yeah.
a Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
the cologne
No,
thing,
it-
or the
no,
aftershave.
No, it looks more
That's
of
now
a,
the screamer.
What is that? The Van Gogh?
Yeah, the screamer. It wasn't
That
Van
was
Gogh,
more-
but yes, yeah.
Also,
What was it?
Israel shoots and kills an American woman in the West Bank. This is not in Gaza where the war is going on or the invasion and the genocide. This is in the West Bank. There is no Hamas there. An American woman was killed for defending Palestinian farmers who didn't want their farms to be stolen by the honest Israeli settlers.
Almost like it's a pattern of behavior.
Yeah, it's only been 76 years? I don't know, whatever. Also, we're going to get into some China news. China's ending international adoptions, which, I don't know. Some people may think it's good. I don't know. Also, we're going to get more into China. China recently had some kind of conference with a bunch of African leaders. I saw Xi Jinping. To his right was I think it was the president of Senegal, and then to his left was like the president of Kenya, I think. I was like, how interesting. I don't think I've ever seen so many African leaders around an American president before, or sitting like right next to them. It was just quite a sight to see. Also, we're going to get into how some Korean men are under attack online for being, sexist or whatever and all this. But, while those things that are mentioned on there do deserve to be criticized, I think it leaves out that the biggest sexual deviants are actually not Koreans, but white people. They make baby sex dolls. They make animal sex dolls.
They have sex with
They
animals.
have sex with animals. Although there was
Bestiality?
Generalizations are just bad.
Bestiality?
This was like an article every other month in like Florida or some shit. I'm just like, well, this is like a.
although
But
to be
Florida's the taint of America, so.
the taint is not a bad. Anyway, the on Twitter though, it did show that there was a Korean man who had talked about having sex with his dog or something. So
yeah.
there are Koreans who do that too, but I think it's more of a white pastime. Anyway, we're gonna get into a Singaporean named Militia Chen who lives in the U.S. She's been on Joe Rogan. She seems to be a far right lady, doesn't she?
I don't know about far, but just like neocon.
And I think wasn't her original name Melissa Chin? Wasn't she married to a Korean guy?
I don't know.
And didn't she support some guy Amos, some guy who was a pedophile?
Famous Amos?
I don't know.
Famous
anything
Amos
about
just
that.
died about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, and
by
he's
the
not
way.
a pedophile, so no.
No, Amos. Anyway, there's some. I'm trying to still really understand Melissa Chan. Also, we're gonna. Asian Boss did an interview with a North Korean defector in South Korea who they had talked with him before, but he's talking about life in South Korea. There were some interesting insights in that. And also, lastly, we're gonna get into how Nevada Democrats are so undemocratic.
They kicked out Joe
by
Stein?
kicking the Green Party off the ballot. Because, you can't have democracy. It's a bad idea.
You can't have democracy when there's too many choices.
And the voice of Darth Vader just died.
Oh,
James
no,
Earl
that happened
Jones.
today.
93, I think, right?
James Earl Jones.
93. Mustafa. He was.
Wasn't it Mufasa? Was it Mustafa?
Mustafa?
No, it's Mufasa.
Is it Mufasa?
It's
Oh,
Mufasa,
Mufasa. Yeah.
Wait, what was it?
Luke.
Which is a faux
Luke.
pas. He never says that in the movie.
You know it to be true.
Yeah, what's that thing called when it's like the Berenstain Bears? The Mandela effect,
Mandela
right?
effect.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
People
no,
have
he says, no,
the
I am
spelling
your
wrong,
father,
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, you killed my father. No, I am your father, right?
Yeah,
Is that the one?
yeah. That's exactly how it happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
But
also...
it's called the Mandela effect because a lot of people thought that Nelson Mandela was dead when he was just in prison.
Yeah, there's
For
even
26 years.
there's
I
even that
believe.
with 모래시계 too. You know, when Chen was about to die,
Moreshi게, is that the
he said
song?
not 떨고 있니? But if you actually watch it, it's not 떨고 있나? You know,
Sands of
but
Time.
they somehow most people
know
remember
that
it
song?
떨고 있니.
No. 모래시계 reminds me of Days of Our Lives, where they're like the sands through an hourglass, so are the days of our
It's
lives.
so different, you know, Days of Our Lives.
No, but the saying moreshi게, because it's
모래시계?
like sand through the
sand through
hourglass
the
is what I think of.
Oh.
Right. So
Is that the one with Dan Jae-hyuk or no?
We are so all over the
yeah.
place.
Yeah. No.
So
No, it's not. I can say no, it's not.
Let's go. All right, we're going to do this today. We are going to hit all topics.
All the
Okay,
topics.
And
Let's
the,
go.
All right, let's
and
go.
the guy with the worst
Yeah.
ADHD is going to keep us on track. Go.
Yeah.
who's that?
Me.
Okay. So
Okay, apparently it's
let's.
stuck.
I have some tweets ready. So it's going to go ready because I loaded all these tabs already and I separated them by blank tabs. So it's
Michael's
easy.
fully loaded. Doug
I'm fully
likes to raw
loaded,
dog.
ready to raw dog.
The two of them.
A fully loaded
We
raw
got Ben
dog.
Shapiro and Piers Morgan and Joe Biden there.
So you got Ben Shapiro, Piers Morgan, and Joe Biden. These are all Zionists, but I think Piers is the most. He's like turning, maybe.
Do you
Or-
condemn Hamas?
Yeah, he always
That
say
was
that.
his line.
God.
But do you condemn Hamas?
He's insufferable.
Didn't Candace Owens
Insufferable.
beat the heck out of him, you know, during the debate
I don't
like
think
months
it's
ago?
maybe. I don't think it's difficult to beat Piers Morgan.
No.
He's not very bright.
He's just really loud and incessant.
But they lied. Okay, so according to this meme, they lied about 40 beheaded babies to justify the genocide of 200,000 Palestinians. Is it 200,000 now?
I mean, that's
I thought it was like 40 or something.
the official toll is 40, but they're saying
okay.
that
Right.
because of hunger and starvation and all this other stuff. it's
Right.
possible.
That's
I think
true.
it's been stuck at 40 for quite a while. I
Yeah,
think.
I'm sure it's more than 40.
if it's
It's
200,
definitely more than
if
40.
it's 200,000, isn't that like 10%?
200,000
Yeah.
seems
because I think it was like 1.9 million.
Yeah,
much.
so it's like
Wow,
okay,
that
that'll be
is
like
10%.
10%. Okay,
2.14.
so
But it's not a genocide, though.
we're talking about 10% of the population could be dead, but at least what 70, 80, 90% are displaced at least, right? Then they remained silent when actual babies were being beheaded live on camera. What is this? 1956 Gaza.
But we already knew this for a long. What was the special thing that just came out? That
Yeah, what is the definitive evidence that says that they were lying?
All right, so
yeah,
let's
did
see
something
here.
specific come out today?
These are these. I have like 7 more tweets. I didn't organize
That's
them though.
ADHD.
So Americans are having a hard time wrapping their minds around how badly they were lied to about October 7th. So bombshell, leaked footage from Israeli Air Force proves it was the IDF that took out its own citizens with Apache helicopters
Yeah, we knew about
on
that.
October 7th at the Nova Music Festival. Israel has now admitted 28 Apache helicopters discharged their ammunition and had to be reloaded. Reloaded 28 helicopters. I mean, did Hamas... Wait.
Because it didn't even make sense. Hamas is like, they don't have any artillery pieces.
Yeah, they just
don't
have AK-47s and
They
paragliding.
can't blow up those houses. Like when they showed those burned houses down, like in the kibbutz or whatever, I was like, there's no way they could have even done this. They don't have the firepower to.
When
Wow, that footage is chilling, though.
Yeah.
You saw the Iraqi one, right? Like,
Yeah.
The Julian Assange one? Where they killed those
yeah,
kids and the
Julian,
journalists?
yeah.
Not the kids, just the journalists. I didn't see the kids one.
I thought there was kids in the car.
I thought I was
Okay.
talking about the Reuters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Julian Assange.
let's see. According to this person, the German ambassador in Tel Aviv, Stefan Seibert, has admitted to spreading fabricated propaganda about Israeli atrocities, about especially false claims of mass rapes by Palestinians. He expressed regret on X for believing and sharing a fake suicide letter, which falsely claimed an Israeli man took his own life due to trauma from witnessing these supposed atrocities. Now, the letter was disseminated by Israeli propagandists and was debunked after Israeli media's attempt to verify the story.
has me
So
blocked.
the propagandist affiliated with the Tel Aviv Institute have both promoted unfounded claims of mass rapes. So this hoax was part of a broader effort to support discredited atrocity narratives.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else?
I knew it was bullshit.
To say Hamas killed 1,200 Israelis on October 7th is a big lie. Israel's own military IDF used helicopters to kill Israelis, foreigners, and Hamas alike. This is the Hannibal Directive. Example, the cars at the music festival were not destroyed by men with guns, obviously. Yeah, you think AK-47s can do this?
No,
This is an AK-47.
Those cars are annihilated.
But this image was around even last year. So how can people have seen this last year?
So this is RT. So we're not even supposed to watch RT,
Did they talk
according to
about
the mainstream, right?
the hospital that they said that was clearly bombed by JDAM, but they were saying, oh no, it was a Hamas rocket, which have like no firepower.
Yeah, but the thing is,
they talk about that
we
in
saw these images last year also, but how could people still believe that it was Hamas? Like,
it's
there's no way
propaganda.
they could have done all this shit.
Of just
These fucking these fucking dudes that live in this tiny little open air prison armed with AK-47, they did all this? Come on.
It's anti-Muslim propaganda, just like anti-Asian propaganda. Like, how can they believe the worst things about Asian men, whatever? It's because this place is a fucking Nazi country.
And even Jackson Hinkle covers this 1 year later, and they're finally admitting to it. I don't know where this is from, though. Israeli forces accused of killing their own citizens under the Hannibal Directive during October 7th chaos. Is this Haaretz? I don't know.
It's not even finally admitted. It says accused, right? So
Forces accused of killing their own citizens under the whatever.
That's enough.
That's Australian ABC, Australian media. So Australian media is now covering this. Israeli authorities say more than 800 civilians and around 300 soldiers were killed on October 7th.
Yeah, it's ABC, but it's Australian Broadcasting Corp.
You know, it's funny because, like, I think, like, the Dems are trying to pull this maneuver where they're, you know, now that Trump is going all in on Israel, now they're trying to, like, remove themselves from the Israel thing to get back those votes and be like, oh, see, Trump is all... We were just kind of figuring it out. We didn't know. They lied to us. See, we didn't know.
Too late, you fucking Zionists.
But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to, like...
Too fucking late.
The media's trying to, like, remove blame now
because
from...
Democrats have the media, so they can do this kind of play.
They have cable TV,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And New York Times, Washington Post.
and newspapers.
Yeah. So.
But I think
like,
no, Fox is still number one, isn't it?
Fox is number one.
So,
but Fox is more of a neocon.
You know what I noticed too, though? The New York Times, their editor-in-chief is Jewish.
Salzburg.
And 4 out of their, I think maybe 4 or 5 out of their 20 op-ed writers are Jewish.
4 out of their 20.
Guess how many are Asian American?
None. Zero.
One woman.
There used to be
Zero?
one. There used to be one. The Korean American.
Victoria
girl.
Kim, but not for op-eds.
No. Not
op-eds.
op-eds. There was there used to be one
op-eds
Korean
or
American girl,
executive
but
editor.
yeah, there used to be a Korean columnist, but she's I think out. You know.
Gout?
Well, what's her name?
Out.
No, she's out. She's out of the Times.
Was she
She
Korean?
got gout.
I think you know her. Yeah, she was Korean.
I know her.
Yeah.
I only know Victoria
I
Kim.
mean, she was very woke. You know. Very,
Oh, Sarah Jung.
Yeah, Sarah Jung.
She wrote op-eds? Remember she said fuck white people
Sarah
and all
Jung
that?
was
wrote
on the.
op-eds.
She was on the editorial board.
Maybe the editorial board, but op-eds is specific.
Op-ed is opposite editorial. So
No.
on the left
Oh,
side,
I mean
it's
opinion.
pro.
Opinion.
Yeah,
They had their own opinion.
Oh, she was a member of the editorial
Yeah, she
board
was.
of the
Yeah,
New York
she would
Times.
write,
Right, but she didn't have
Right.
her own opinion column. I'm talking about the people who had their own opinion column, like Paul Krugman, that
I know
kind of
Thomas Friedman.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
that
So
you're
they
talking
have their
I
own.
think those are already Jewish. Paul
That's what I'm
Krugman.
saying.
No, she was. It says on the Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Oh.
she is. I told you. You know.
was an opinion columnist?
She did,
It
but
said
I
it
think it
on
was
the
very short. It
Wikipedia,
was
too.
short-lived. What is it? MAGA is nothing with Trump. I don't think she wrote that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Wait, go back to the Wikipedia. It said it. Oh, okay, never mind.
Until she
It's not a
says
big
fuck
deal.
white,
Jung.
white
Okay.
men, right?
And,
Alright,
I think
so-
Sarah Jung kind of made fun of some Asian. I don't know.
Okay, next
Whatever,
topic. Let's
whatever.
go.
No,
Yeah,
we're
next topic.
I only have a few more tweets. So, hundreds of Israeli citizens were killed by Israeli forces. I think it's the same article. But then Jimmy Dore responded. He said, let me try to do it in Jimmy Dore's voice. I've never done it in Jimmy Dore.
shit.
Holy shit. Zionists intentionally, I can't do it, killed their own people on October 7th. Of course they don't care about their hostages. They would probably kill them if they had a chance and then use their deaths as a reason to prolong their slaughter of children, women, doctors, journalists, etc.
And you got to do this with Jimmy Dore.
Does Jimmy Dore do this?
Get a load of this, guys.
Oh, he...
Holy
he-
shit.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Zionist
I would
intention.
say Jimmy
Probably
Dore.
can't control it.
Jimmy Dore is way better than most journalists out there. You know, I think he's telling
Yeah.
the truth
He's
out
just
there.
like an
Yeah.
independent voice, right? He's,
And then George Galloway, he's a Scot, right? He's not Irish, right?
I don't know, but he's...
But he's a member. He's like a parliament member or something, and he's always spoken out against Israel, and he's one of the few guys that seems pretty based. He says it's a bombshell indeed, and then tags Piers Morgan. I don't think Piers Morgan will.
I wonder who leaked it. Must be
cover it.
CIA.
Let's see. And then Jake Shields, I don't know who this is, an influencer. Israelis killed the majority of their own citizens. They wanted the death count as high as possible to allow them to kill as many as possible. They also moved the festival to the border and allowed Hamas in. Really? Hamas
Well-
paraglided in, didn't they? This
Hamas
guy sometimes goes a
paraglided.
little bit nuts, Jake.
That's not confirmed, but a lot of people say
Yeah.
it's probably true.
And then
They
lastly,
moved the location of the rave at the last minute.
oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, to be right near the fucking Gaza.
That's crazy. Why would you put it right next to
Exactly.
Gaza
So
if it wasn't
that's
there?
what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
ridiculous.
Like, why would you put it there? And why would you wait 8 hours to respond to Hamas? You've been, surveilling this place for the past 75 years nonstop, but you wait 8 hours before you respond to a Hamas terrorist attack.
Well, they are the most moral military in the world,
It
right?
was
So
a
they were
fucking
probably doing
false
their due
flag.
diligence.
Everyone knows it's fucking Gulf of Tonkin bullshit.
Well,
I
don't know
think they
if
didn't
people
show
know.
this video footage before, right? This is
Yeah.
the first
So
time I saw
Syrian girl, she's been active since the Syrian war, like 13 years ago, I think. So she says the demons. Who are the demons? Is that the Israelis? The demons want you to believe that Hamas did this with AK-47s. Are you stupid enough to buy it? And Americans say yes. All right.
She follows me, but I think she JQs a little too often. So
What's JQ?
Jewish question.
What is that?
It's basically like
Anything
Nazi,
Jewish?
kind of like.
Yeah, she is a bit of a Nazi, isn't she? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Just like Arthur Kwon, I hit him up. Did I mention it? I asked him to come on.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was going
when
to.
Doug wasn't here, but he never got back to me. So I guess whatever.
I'm scared.
Because he follows me. Anyway, the idea. Okay, so let's move on to the
Didn't
next
watch
topic.
this show. Okay.
The IDF just shot dead an American activist in the head in the West Bank. Again, this is not where the war is happening.
So did any mainstream media cover this?
Oh, they did, but they covered it in a very interesting way. Let me show you what they. Oops. These might be her family members that are crying or something. Doesn't he look like Pak Demyo? His body? Okay. So, a center Izgi, 26-year-old American activist, participating in peaceful protests in the town of, in the occupied West Bank. She was targeted by Israeli soldiers during the weekly anti-settlement protest. She was volunteering with the Fazia campaign to support and protect Palestinian farmers from the violations of the occupations and settlers. Like Rachel Corrie, she stood in solidarity with Palestinians and chose to pay the ultimate price for her commitment to liberation and resistance against the Israeli occupation. Now, Rachel Corrie was an American woman, a white blonde girl. She got run over by like a bulldozer like 20 some odd years ago. So here's another young American who was killed by Israel. She's, wow, 1998.
Turkey.
So young.
Yeah, she's really young. Just turned 26.
Anyway, yeah, what else do we have here?
Wait, but how did the American media cover it?
Oh, so let me show you.
Thanks, Ed, for
I was waiting for it.
course correction.
So, the Jerusalem Post says, American Turkish activists, just say American, activists killed by Israeli forces at West Bank protest. That's the Jerusalem Post. That's in Israel. But in America, American woman shot and killed at West Bank protest.
They did cover it.
By who?
Yeah.
By who?
Shot and killed.
If it was Hamas, would they have said it?
They would.
Oh, 100%.
But this is the New York
But
Times.
New York Times does that all the time. New York Times, I mean,
they would have
it's-
said like
it's China-
Hamas assassinates protester in cold blood, leaving behind 2 children or something.
Hey, Doug, is the New York Times deep state in your opinion?
Every mainstream media is owned by corporations and therefore is deep
Yes,
state.
they are.
Everything in South Korea, all the fucking
Do you,
Joseon-ilbo,
do you
whatever,
think?
is
Do you
deep
believe?
state.
Do you believe Operation Mockingbird is still going on to this day?
I don't know what that is, but
Oh, you don't know?
yes, probably.
that the CIA has assets within the mainstream media community.
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
So
Body
anyway,
weight.
this protester was killed on the same day that
It's like
okay, here we
like
go.
Snowden, right? You know how he revealed
Yeah,
PRISM and all
he
that?
did, he
Do you
did.
think that's still going on today?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
They
I
didn't shut
believe it.
that down.
Operation
That's illegal
Mockingbird is
shit
going on.
That Snowden
Operation
revealed.
Mockingbird is going on.
Of course they're
I
gonna
mean,
fucking do that
obviously, with all that October 7th bullshit that we've been hearing for the last 11 months.
I mean, like, what is it? Trump-Russia collusion and all these, narratives that they shape, Fast and Furious. I mean, any kind of things. You can
And
feel
like
the deep
even
state
Trump,
from
you
them.
got to say like, why is he going so
what was
hard
that?
on Israel now?
Fast and Furious
Like
scandal.
all these swing states have significant Muslim populations, and you're like just throwing away for an issue that both parties actually agree on. So it's just like you're not gaining any votes here by being more pro-Israel because everyone's pro-Israel in American politics. So it's just like, why are you like antagonizing the Muslim population even more by saying, if you vote for Kamala, that means Israel won't exist anymore?
maybe
which is not even true.
Maybe Donald Trump is trying to prevent the Mossad from assassinating him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He made that. There was a video.
Do you think Mossad was behind it?
Well, I mean, when I hear Trump going to a rally and saying recently, like, if I'm not president or something, there will be no Israel. Like, what does that mean to Americans? They don't give a shit. They want their own lives to get better. So I'm like, why is he saying this? Unless he's trying to he's convincing
someone else out there.
Like, hey, don't kill me. I'm on your.
And you're saying that Trump didn't say that prior to. Do you think so? He didn't mention.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit about Israel. Are you fucking kidding me? You're the one who's been covering him for the past decade.
I mean,
are you fucking kidding me?
I would say Trump was pretty much pro-Israel, but I don't think he cares that. I think
exactly.
He wants.
It was just a thing to say.
Yeah, to become president.
And now that he was shot at a month ago, he's gonna say it every time. Be like, "Don't shoot me."
Don't shoot me.
Is it Mossad or is it somebody else? Or you think it's pretty much
Don't
Mossad?
shoot me.
T-Rex.
It doesn't
hands.
fucking
ears have
matter.
healed.
I mean, they're all connected. CIA, FBI, Mossad. They're
Okay.
all like CIA helped create Mossad.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Who the fuck do you think helped? Yeah, James Jesus Angleton helped create Mossad. Who the fuck do you think was responsible for all that shit?
And FBI is not revealing all the documents related
was
to
my
the
Trump impression.
assassination attempt, so there's something fishy going on there too.
Yeah. So.
But
anyway.
it happened on the same day as.
So it happened. I saw a video of this. There was a body of a dead Palestinian boy or something, and Israeli, what is this, a bulldozer, a tractor, whatever, was just like kept.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the video.
They just
When
Anyway, it happens on the same
They
day.
just moved him like he was debris.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any other. Oh, vote genocide. Okay. What is this? Muslim martyr. Oh, interesting meme. So Israel funds. So this is a Mockingbird, right?
Mockingbird right there.
You know what's funny? I was talking to my cousin, my nephew last night. He's visiting from Korea. He's like 25, and I asked him about. Oh, we were talking about stuff, and
geopolitics.
yeah, and I was talking about Israel and stuff, and I said, "What does
What's the
what does
stuff is what I
Korea
wanna
think
know.
about like Iran?" And he's like, "Oh, I think it's kind of negative because of, extreme Muslim and terrorism and all this." I'm like, "From Iran?" It's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And they have a very positive view of Jews. He's like, "Oh, even my grandmother went to Israel to study some Bible shit or something, right?" Which I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, Koreans pride themselves of being called the second what is it?
Jews of
제2의 유대인. So we're the second Jews.
That's-
that is like
that is-
that is widespread in
that
Korea.
is retarded.
That is widespread.
And with that note, I want to show something that Arthur Kwon Lee posted.
I
God.
think
What is this? What is this?
You know what Hyperborean is, right?
No.
It's basically like the
Right.
Nazi kind of like their term for the long time ago, the Aryan people from this land in fucking like the north or some shit called like the Tool land or whatever. And of that land, the people were Hyperboreans.
Okay.
So he's basically calling him an original fucking Aryan person, even though he's fucking Korean.
Wait, who's an original Aryan?
This-
Arthur?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. That he's part of this.
Oh, you're
like,
talking about his name here? I didn't even see that.
Hyperborean.
where?
This here, right? Hyperborean Arthur Kwon Lee.
I was like, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
I was
okay.
so lost.
So I don't understand what this Israel.
Yeah, what are those
Wh- wh-
headdresses?
Isn't this for marriage?
No, on the left.
Is this a moon thing?
I don't. I really don't.
I hope
have
it's not
I
a
have
Mooney
no
thing.
idea.
But
no idea.
he posted
Are
this
the-
without any.
But I would think I would
Context of what it's from.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I mean, it seems like a solidarity thing.
Koreans are too nationalist. Okay, something needs to be done if.
I mean, you're only going to find like
that's
Nazis on his
that's the reason why they
timeline. I
arrested
don't know why you're-
arrested who's that guy? The Telegram CEO.
thing is-
Because Telegram was also open space for a lot of pro-Hamas content there too, right? Isn't that one of the main, one of the reasons?
It's just
right?
like a freedom of speech thing. They want to limit speech like
Yeah,
Nazis.
yeah.
Do you think there's a difference between pro-Hamas and pro-Palestinian?
Pro-Hamas.
Which
and
I asked
pro-Palestine.
Sean before.
Who's Sean?
When you weren't here once, he was a young guy. He works
was a
for
Trump
Trump.
aide.
I think almost there's no difference. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there isn't. Hamas is
Yeah.
liberating.
I mean, they're the
good guys.
I mean, they're the
they're the good guys.
No, they're
One
the
is just a
supermajority.
manipulated
They're the majority.
version of the other, theoretically.
They're the good guys.
I don't know, but
Hamas.
Alex Jones once said that Israel
They're the
actually
Viet Cong.
Israel created Hamas. That's
They're
what,
the American
Yeah.
Revolutionary.
Yeah,
Yes.
what do you think? Why does Alex Jones say that it was actually Israel who created Hamas? Does he have any validity
Because
on
That's
it?
actually true.
That's true, because
in the
they're-
1980s, the PLO, which is the Palestinian Liberation Organization, they were gaining a lot of. They were more of a liberal kind of like
That was
above board.
Arafat's, right?
I think so. And so in 1982, there was a large like disturbance in Lebanon, and because of that, the PLO gained a lot of influence.
Yeah, he was chairman
And
of the
in order
PLO.
to negate that, they wanted to create they wanted to bolster the view that Muslims are terrorists and all that stuff. So they actually gave money and supplies to Hamas to build themselves up to be a counterweight against the PLO, for them to say, "Though the PLO, they're acting too weak. We need to be more militant. We need to be more terrorist or whatever it is." And so, they succeeded.
Even though it could be detrimental to Israel, they still.
Well, that was
plan
at the
that?
time, right?
Okay,
So
at that
At the
time,
time, PLO was more of a threat to them politically, so they wanted to, shut that down, which they essentially did. And so now Hamas, Hamas took power in
Yeah.
2008, I think, right?
But none
Yeah,
of that would have
2008.
happened without the occupation.
Right.
So, in every sense of the way, they created
it's kind of
Hamas.
like North Korea, right?
Yeah.
None of that happens without the Korean War or their 70-year-long fucking, sanctions against the country.
Somehow the media doesn't mention all those historical
Exactly.
aspects.
It doesn't ever mention that,
No.
fucking,
It always starts on October 7th.
America bombed every single city in Korea.
No, but it's the same thing. Like Israel came back with 1948 with the banking, family, Rothschild. But once you talk about Rothschild, it's like you can't talk about it. I heard that from other people, like pundits.
What are you talking about?
The Rothschilds being the ones who instrumented, Israel coming back in
everyone talks
1948.
about it. What are you talking about? Everyone knows about the Balfour Declaration by now.
No, but even
Where?
you said you don't want, it could be conspiracy theory territory
No,
when you
what are
talk
you
about
talking
Rothschild.
about?
I remember the conversation
No,
we had.
I did not say anything like that.
All right, okay.
You
I mean,
always-
we talk. I
you
mean,
always-
we
you
no, no,
always
we
put
talk.
words
No,
in my
no, no.
mouth.
We talk about it here. But
Yeah,
what I'm saying is most people
I never
don't.
said that I can't talk about the Rothschilds ever.
You didn't say it specifically
No, I
along
never
that
said
line,
anything
but it was
like
kind
that.
of
I will talk about the
along that
Rothschilds
line.
from fucking dawn till dusk. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, sometimes there's misinterpretation and miscommunication.
Yeah,
we'll
but
just leave it at
no.
that.
What I'm saying, okay,
You're saying
here-
that I'm the one that's self-censoring myself?
No. I was
Douglas
kind of,
Kim?
I was
You
kind of
recognize who you're talking
That's
to?
why I was surprised and I
I
remember
didn't.
that.
No, you must have heard something wrong because I did not say anything.
It
like
wasn't
that.
Doug. It was Kim Duk-so.
Okay, that was
joke.
from Dokso.
God.
It
Okay.
was
Anyway,
the not chosen one.
No, what I'm
yeah.
saying, what I'm saying in the media, they don't want to talk about that family. So we talk
Yeah,
about
sure,
it.
that's
yeah.
fine.
so anyway, hundreds of Palestinians bid farewell to the American activist. They're honoring her or whatever. Free Palestine.
Wait, is that the?
That's the
American-
26-year-old American girl.
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, okay. So she's wrapped with the
Palestinian
Palestinian
flag. Yeah.
You're not allowed to wear those colors in some places apparently now.
Oh yeah, some countries, even Western countries, recognize Palestine for the first time, right? Like Sweden, Spain, something like that, right?
Like recently? or what?
Nationally, they
yeah,
recognize.
yeah.
You mean the UN vote for the recognition of the statehood of Palestine? Isn't
It happened recently. It was
Oh,
like Spain and Sweden or something like that. Like,
I don't know what that is, but anyway, also now there's a Jewish militias or something in the U.S. So there's a Jewish vigilante groups roaming the University of Toronto. Oh, this is in Canada. They're calling themselves the J Force.
Strong name.
the SA,
The J Force.
the Israeli SA.
Look at guy number 3.
Space Force. course.
He looks like a Fisher Price or, he looks like Meth Damon from Breaking Bad. What's Todd? Remember Todd from
Yeah.
Breaking Bad?
Oh yeah.
Forgot what
Oh, you mean the guy who married Kirsten Dunst?
Did he? I don't
He
know.
married Kirsten Dunst.
You're telling me
I thought she was gay.
the Matt Damon from Alibaba married Kirsten Dunst? Wow.
I mean the
Jesse Plemons?
Oh,
yeah, Jesse
Kirsten
Plemons,
Dunst.
yeah.
This guy
Jesse
married.
Plemons.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he did.
yeah he did. Because actually, there's a movie called
Why is that such
Civil.
a big deal?
He is a way better actor than Matt Damon though.
Meth Damon.
Meth Damon. Anyway,
He's a good actor. Yeah.
Which
a-
one?
I mean the Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse Plemons is.
We are
Matt
not-
Damon
we are
is
not
not.
getting-
anyway, look at these.
You're not gonna go.
Look at these tough Jews. They got J-Force. They even made their own badges. I don't know why they're wearing. What are these vests for? Is that like a fashion thing or?
No, they're probably like.
I don't get it. Are they supposed to ship
JF.
So where is
Jay
this place?
literally
Where
wrote
is it?
JF.
This is in Toronto.
Toronto.
And now this is their lot in life.
I like how the woman's like, "This is their lot in life," after they failed at becoming police. So
Wait, that's what she said?
That's
Yes.
never a red flag.
what is this? Did this vigilante pro-Israeli group get permission from you to be on campus? This is highly intimidating to your students and faculty. Magen Harut Canada. Nothing says never again. Jews can shoot. Jews can shoot like an. Nothing says never again like an armed Jew. Okay. Aaron Hadida.
Is that one of the guys?
Why
I
is he
guess?
wearing shades and tilting his head? Oh, over here he seems friendlier. He looks kind of like the H3 guy, Ethan Klein, doesn't he?
That is.
Anyway,
All right, so next topic.
Yeah, that,
no, but Sabby Sab said, imagine if 4 black
Sabby
men
Sab.
showed up on campus armed, like at UCLA. Can you imagine?
yeah, they get shot.
And I think that's why, was it under Reagan, where the NRA started?
1968. They,
No.
he passed an assault weapons ban because of the Black Panthers.
Oh, right.
National Rifle
Because of
Association.
so when black people did it, that's when maybe if we want to get control of the gun violence, we got to get black people
in
armed so that they
65
finally do something about
In
it.
65, there was the Watts riots, and then that encouraged the Black Panthers to do patrols in South Central with armed machine guns. And then 68, Ronald Reagan, who was the governor of California at the time, passed the assault weapons ban.
So which means that they were not able to
So,
do that.
So
militia anymore.
Gun control actually comes from
Reagan.
anti-black.
Hate.
Yes.
just like all of the
black.
police, technically.
So all black people should arm themselves if we want to see
the North
laws.
was different from the South. The South was full of slave catchers, but the North was predicated on the England model, which was due to the fact that during the Industrial Revolution, a lot of capital was being concentrated in the cities. Never mind, everyone is bored.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that police were invented from slave catchers, but the way they're run in America.
Yeah.
Is
So, I mean, especially
a
in LA
legacy of
in the
that.
1950s, the police chief at the time recruited directly from the KKK.
I mean, it's evident now.
All right.
It's evident now. The
We got-
gang.
we
But isn't
got-
that
next
kind of
topic.
against the Second
We-
Amendment?
we
though,
got-
right.
yeah.
What Reagan did.
Next topic. Go.
It is.
We got
technically.
6 more topics to cover in 27 minutes, which gives us about 4.5 minutes
Yeah.
each. So, adoption. I hear a lot of stories from Koreans who were adopted and
Transracial adoptees.
came to the U.S. They were adopted by white people, and sometimes they turn out wonderful, and they say their parents were very loving. Like I met one recently. She ended up marrying a Korean guy, and then her adopted parents were there, and it was like nice and loving and all
Yeah.
that. But more often, I hear like the horror stories.
But it's never without trauma of some sort.
Sure,
Of
course.
like not feeling Asian enough or like not knowing
Right.
any of the Asian roots. I even had a couple like transracial adoptee parents reach out to me. They're like, so I adopted this, Chinese, Korean, whatever kid, and no matter what I try to do, I feel like I'm not giving them enough of their own culture. And I'm like, that's just the nature of transracial adoptees, unfortunately.
Right. And some people who, anyway. So there's horror stories too, but there's always some sort of trauma.
Yeah, like for instance, Olivia at Chiquitas, she's a horror story. She was this girl, Connecticut or Massachusetts, somewhere up north in New England, sorry. She was adopted out of China.
It's my hometown.
She was adopted out of China by these like 2 very Christian white parents. They essentially adopted her to turn her into an indentured servant.
Well, save her from communism. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they literally like hold her into like this small like walled off room in their basement where they gave her a bucket for a toilet, and then her other 3 kids.
What year was this?
Within the last like 10, 15 years.
No, I mean like when was she adopted?
Yeah, like around then, like 2003
So
maybe.
this is recent.
It's pretty recent. And then she was only freed like 4 or 5 years ago. She, her other adopted siblings, I think 1 or 2 of them was biological, but the others were adopted, but they were all white. They would all, like the whole family would complain about how the whole house smelled like shit. It's because like she was forced to shit in a bucket. Her one sibling even like went to school one day, was like, I have an adopted sister and she's locked in the basement, and my family like forces, like my mom and dad forces her to like give them massages every day and do all the house chores and like clean up after the animals in their like farm area. Like that was all her job. And she was like not allowed to get an education or anything of the sort. And she finally escaped. The police brought her back to her house.
Wow.
And then it continued to go on for like another couple of years until she finally escaped again. Yeah, it was just, it was so
There must
crazy.
be a
There was
movie
like,
out of this.
there
We
was
live
like
in a Nazi country.
Yeah, there was like
that hates
stories
Asian
where like
people.
their church members would like come over and like even they would like kind of slightly turn a blind eye to it, and like there was a lot. I did like a 3-part series on it, and
But okay, so this family, how, as these hardcore Christians, how can they justify this? And if they're even inviting other church members over,
You know,
I mean,
there were a
they're
lot
probably
of
just
Catholics
so
who
yeah,
what's
they were
the-
probably just hiding behind their Christianity. To be
So
honest,
what's the end story? What happened?
She finally freed herself.
She did? Okay.
I want to say at the age of like 17 or somewhere around there. Like she was basically an adult, and now she's like trying to make sure that she gets justice, and she's actually going
Filed
after
a lawsuit?
all of the systems, the police system, the
Wow.
educational system, the adoption agency, everyone that was even remotely involved. She's suing all of them.
It's
Right.
She
As
should
she
win.
should.
Yep.
so that's
She
pretty,
should never have to work ever again.
Right. That's pretty fucked
So that's
up.
like a pretty fucked up
Right.
horror story of transracial adoptees.
And there was a lot of stories I remember from Korea where like babies were actually stolen from their mothers and like were sold
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Like
There's a
crazy
lot
shit
of that
with
stuff
Koreans
too. Yeah, there was that whole initiative back. I forget what it was exactly called, but they like
in Korea.
incentivized people to like give their children up for adoption.
In Korea.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Korea was the #1 country in the world.
Yeah, and that's why it became that.
exports,
Yeah, and
babies.
during that, I heard there's like a lot of horror stories of like people's children's literally being kidnapped so that they can be given away, sold
Man, that is like
to America.
That is like
Yeah.
I actually
crazy
had this
human rights violation.
I actually
Just-
had this triplet reach out to me. I'm trying to work with them, but they were adopted out and none of the families knew that there was a third baby. So
Wow.
now as adults they're trying to find their lost triplet because they grew up thinking they were twins. And then they were all of a sudden
They
like,
found out
wait, we have a
triplets?
triplet?
Wow.
So something clearly nefarious happened there with their adoption.
Right. So, and you know, Angelina Jolie has adopted babies from Asia
Yeah,
and Africa
like what?
too, right?
I think so. I would
Yeah,
think
she has like at least one from
Cambodia?
Malaysia,
Cambodia?
one from Cambodia, I think.
Malaysia.
Right.
Maddox is he
Maddox.
from
Maddox
Cambodia?
is
Cambodia,
one.
right?
Yeah. He's from
That's
Cambodia.
that's when she shot the Tomb Raider movie.
I think he went to Yonsei there, right?
He
Yonsei
did. He did go
University.
to
Yeah,
Yonsei
he did. He went to
University,
Korea, yeah. I think he's going
And
currently.
I think so,
Yeah.
and that's
Oh,
why
okay.
Angelina went to Korea a couple times.
Yeah.
And you know, she lives up by Los Feliz, just in the
now?
gated community. Yeah.
In the 4th district.
Yeah, but
I
it's a
heard that,
gated community there.
The son protected Angelina Jolie against Brad Pitt.
That's
Well,
what I
apparently
heard.
none of the
In
kids
the plane, right?
have a good
They,
relationship
they
with
got
Brad
rid of
Pitt.
his,
No, I
his
mean like
last name.
he was abusing.
No, yes, yes,
and
yes.
then
No,
he was the
literally.
one that
Yeah,
stood
yeah,
up
yeah.
So
for,
yeah,
like the Asian boy
in the plane,
Yeah.
right? In the plane when
One of the two Asian boys, because she adopted two.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
One's Maddox, and the other I want to say like is Ajax.
I think it's Maddox.
Ajax.
It was Maddox.
Is it?
Ajax.
I
Maddox,
think I'm pretty sure it was Maddox. Maddox is the
first one.
oldest, yeah.
Yeah, he's the oldest one. So I think
Alright.
so. Yeah,
Anyway,
apparently.
Brad Pitt is
China.
scum.
I think China's aware of these things. Maybe.
Yes, yes,
So, China.
So we're all on Team Angelina.
Yeah, everyone is.
Yeah. So NPR put out this piece put out by Juliana Kim. China ends most international adoptions, leaving many children and families in limbo. That's a way to put it.
That's just.
I mean,
propaganda.
theoretically, after getting rid of the one-child rule, they shouldn't have so many extra kids that need
And
to
they
be
don't have a one-child rule
disposed of.
anymore, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They got rid of it like 15 years.
Yeah.
ago.
See,
for
the
a while.
Chinese government plans to mostly end its international adoption program, a devastating blow for hundreds of families from the U.S. and around the world who had been hoping to adopt from the country.
Not for those kids.
Why do they want to adopt from China and not their own countries? Anyway, China's
they're
foreign
psychopaths.
ministry
They see us as
formally
animals.
announced the decision
White
Thursday,
savior complex is what I would say.
adding
But
the
also psychopaths.
adding
that
the-
enslave.
adding the
I mean,
own-
not all of them. but-
add,
You can't
adding
go through the sentence.
look how she wrote it. Adding the only
That's the only.
exception will be for
They aren't
families
sending their Asian best anymore.
who are
to
adopting the
Western
children or
journalism.
stepchildren of blood relatives in China. So the exception is if you're actually like ethnically Chinese or whatever.
They'll
Or
let
wait.
you adopt it from China.
Children or blood relatives in China. Yeah, if you have like relatives in China, whatever, then you can get it. So you still got to be Chinese in a way, right? So
Yeah.
that's cool. And let's see.
Transracial adoptions, like the heart is there, but the execution is rarely ever because it's impossible.
I don't even think the heart is there, to be honest.
I mean,
in a lot of
some.
cases.
What do you call that adoption again?
Transracial.
Yeah.
Transracial.
So it's a dark exploitative industry that preys on poor parents in developing countries. Human traffickers supply children to transnational adoption agencies. Orphanages receive thousands of dollars to supply a steady stream of kids for U.S. adoptive parents. This is crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Like this is like human trafficking.
It's because they're easier to control. Like if you get a white kid that knows the lay of the land,
Fuck you! I'm gonna call Child
exactly.
Protective
But
Services.
if you get an Asian kid who doesn't even know anyone, who doesn't even know the fucking language, then
It's
you
the
can
whole white
control them.
savior complex. It's like, oh my god, thank you so
But
much
that's
for
why
like
I'm saying it's
saving
not just
me
this
out
white
of like.
savior. That's you're saying that. I'm saying that there's a nefarious angle to it too.
No,
So-
yeah, but I'm
Like, 'cause
saying
if
at
they
the
were-
very least,
if they
it's
were
white savior.
well-meaning, why wouldn't they just adopt a fucking white kid
Well, you're saying that there's a
or a
hidden
black kid
agenda when
or
they
whatever,
do.
so an American kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking make sense. They're not
mean,
well-meaning.
I got
They
you.
are doing something
I mean,
specifically for their own
even if they
self-interest.
thought that like the Asian kid from China is going to be more grateful or less talkbacky, it's still racist in
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah, and also let's
for
go.
your own self-interest.
There were like all these issues, not just in China, but also in India. Here's a case from 2007. So employees at a French charity, Zoe's Ark, were arrested trying to fly out of Chad, which is a country in Africa, with 103
Very poor.
children they claimed were Sudanese war refugees. Police later determined that most of the kids had been stolen from families in Chad. In China's Hunan province, a half dozen orphanages were found to have purchased nearly 1,000 children between 2002 and 2005, many of whom ended up in foreign homes. And last spring, an ABC News team discovered that some institutions in the region were still purchasing children openly for $300 to $350. What do you think about that, Doug? Could they still do that openly in China? That's crazy.
Yeah, there are stories of Chinese kids being stolen out of China and then being sold to Chinese citizens. I've covered a couple of those stories where like the parents are being reunited and they're like talking about like, yeah, you were just like, we were shopping and I turned around and you were gone.
And then
And
then-
the kid is like, yeah, this guy took me somewhere, and then like I was there for like a couple months, and then we moved here, and then all of a sudden I was like adopted into this like wealthy family's home.
Ah,
Yeah, like
okay.
that happens a lot in China too.
Right. And this thread ends with anyway. This is she's Chinese, right? Kat, Amanda, whatever. I know you're not. But I think she's Chinese. I'm old enough to remember in the early 2000s when every time Angelina Jolie went to shoot a film in some global South country, she'd return with a new adopted baby and
she
be
was
praised for
She
it.
was praised for it. yeah.
Incredibly weird time, totally unhinged. Huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Bit of
what
a red
else?
flag. She calls herself radio free.
Amanda.
Whatever,
I think
Amanda.
She's playing on
parroting Radio
Yeah,
Free
yeah, yeah.
Asia. So whatever. The explanation is simple. The Chinese have seen the case of Epstein Island and also the case of those rampant children prostitution in Los Angeles. Isn't there a lot here? I don't really see it here, but I'm sure it exists. We no longer trust those hypocritical Western animals who look like human.
He's saying that we're animals. We're
Oh.
Westerners. Are animals.
So there's that. What else?
I don't follow him. He's
I
a
got
bit of
two more tweets. Oh wait, this is a
Ultra.
Lauren Chen.
All right, so that's it with the adoptees. Any final thoughts?
Bad. Go
But I
next.
don't know. I got to interview one adoptee. She was a Laker girl. Korean girl, and she had white parents, but she seemed to have like good experience. I don't know. I asked her, "Do you want to know your biological parents?" And she said she has no interest. So
Yeah, I mean, one of my best friends is a transracial adoptee from Korea with white parents. His parents are amazing, but like he had zero connection to Korea. So like for the last 10 years of our friendship, it's just been like, here, we're eating doenjang and and you're gonna like it.
And he likes all this stuff.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, he eats the eyes of fish cuis, and I'm like, even I don't eat that, dude. I'm like, oh.
Does he eat what's that shit called?
Every time my mom eats with him, she's always like, "Oh, 너 진짜 한국 사람이네."
Does he eat 동태찌개?
Korean people.
There hasn't been much that he's denied. The least Korean thing about him is he doesn't love tteokbokki, and I'm like, ooh.
Tteokbokki.
Yeah, I'm like,
You don't like tteokbokki.
yeah,
too.
but that's different because you have an aversion to spice.
Are you saying he can eat this shit? I'm
I ate
trying
a
to.
little
Dude,
bit with
he
the
eats
turkey.
he eats everything.
Okay, you know
You don't eat kimchi jjigae, right?
the egg, the fish sperm or whatever, the
Yeah, that's just delicious.
Fish sperm. What do you
What?
call that?
milt or something.
Yeah.
Wait.
it's in
All right, next
동태찌개.
topic.
It's this thing right
Wow.
here, I think. Isn't it this thing right here?
We have 15 minutes left.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the fish eggs. The fish eggs are
Okay.
delicious. I don't think I've ever
All
had
right.
the
Anyway,
sperm.
Lauren Chen.
Yeah, Lauren Chen. She's half Chinese or Taiwanese or
She's
Chinese.
she's attractive,
Chinese.
attractive lady.
she's attractive. Yeah. She's
Turning
married, though.
Point USA, founded by Charlie Kirk, right?
Charlie Kirk.
Anyway, the influencer Lauren Chen, she was fired by Blaze TV. I'm guessing it's a conservative network.
It is owned by Glenn Beck.
Glenn Beck. Okay,
Glenn Beck.
he was
one of the Fox News commentators. He
yeah.
was like huge.
He used to bring out
with
like
the
a
PT
whiteboard, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, he is supposedly expert of deep state. George Soros. He's probably the number one.
He was like that
Guy
guy
about
from
George
It's
Soros.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So when he'd like talk about his political theories, he'd have like a board coming out,
Yeah.
writing the
Yeah,
connections
Yeah,
and
like
everything.
Charlie.
Yeah. So Lauren Chen is she's a conservative influencer, and she was
very
fired by
pretty.
Blaze
She's
because
pretty,
Justice Department says she received over $10 million from the Kremlin, which is the Russia's White House.
But that's accused, not confirmed, right? She's accused of, right?
Well,
she's
she's
charged.
claimed by the U.S. Justice Department, yeah. And then, according to the head of Plan A magazine, he says the day after she tweeted that the Japanese committed massive atrocities in China. So even she admitted that Japan committed mass atrocities in China, and the day after this happens, according to Teen, he thinks the timing is funny.
I don't
It's hard to
think
say
it's
that.
related.
Even Bill O'Reilly.
Because
said that, but
it
anyway.
implicated other people, right? It wasn't just
Oh.
Lauren. It was her and some other.
But Lauren Chen has been kicked out of YouTube and all sorts of platforms, and now she
What
only
for? For violating.
for being a Russian agent or something. Yeah, that's how
That's
they're.
bullshit.
This is another Russia collusion thing.
You know,
that's
if she
happening
was
right now.
a pro-Israeli agent, then
That's what
and
people are
actually
saying. That's
that
what
goes to
people are
this next
saying.
video. So this is Tim
Tim
Pool.
Pool.
Does Tim Pool work for? Oh, he works for Daily Wire.
No, he does not.
No, because I see the DW right
No,
here.
I think that is probably he's doing an interview or either they're just showing him.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but he's an
over here,
independent
the
guy.
tweet says, "You can't make this up." During a segment shaming Lauren Chen for foreign influence, Ben Shapiro cuts to an ad for Israel. So let's check this out.
So supposedly Tim Pool also was offered money by Lauren Chen. Supposedly.
Okay.
Or some Russian money.
It's frustrating to get entangled in whatever it is she's accused of being involved in. Folks, our friends in Israel need our help now more than ever. If you're looking for
Wow,
tangible support,
they
now
did
more,
this,
you need to
right?
check
So they're
out
making fun.
Undemocratic.
Is he wearing his yarmulke all the time now?
He does.
What
He
a
always
weirdo.
does. He always
Wait,
does.
even before the.
Yeah, all the time. I've never seen Ben Shapiro without that. What do you call
really?
it?
Really?
Yarmulke.
Before last year?
No, all the time. You didn't know
Really?
that?
I swear I don't.
No, long time ago. He's been wearing that.
Not before October 7th.
No.
You know his sister's pretty famous, right?
No,
Maybe-
Doug, no.
Ben
He's been wearing it
Shapiro's
all the
sister?
time, man. No, I tried to pretend to be a little bit like Doug here. Okay.
All right, let's see.
I don't know. He doesn't have a yarmulke.
All the
on.
time. He even said that he always wear it. Yarmulke, right?
okay.
Is it yarmulke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yarmulke. He always wears yarmulke. That's why I remember him.
I don't
He
know.
always
Half
wears-
of those photos
all
do
the
not
time.
have a yarmulke.
No, it's
it
'cause his
does.
hair is
yeah,
really
because
dark.
of his angle.
Yeah, I
he
see it
doesn't
here.
there.
No, I see it. You see it?
Yeah, it's there.
You can see
Yeah.
the
It's not
line.
here.
Let me
It's
see.
there.
No, it's. I think it's too grainy. But
Yeah.
you look at it here. You can see it.
Wait, who's his sister?
His sister.
So Abby Shapiro.
Yeah, Abby Shapiro. Yeah.
She became famous, and people were accusing him of wanting to date his sister because
She's okay.
You mean he wanted to date his sister?
no,
they
that's
accused
what
him?
people were teasing him on Twitter about, saying that he's
Oh,
got
they
the
don't
hots for his
resemble.
sister or something.
They don't look alike.
No, she looks like him
no,
here.
They look alike.
Wait, they got rid of all her like.
You know, there's a female.
You see what I mean, Ed?
Oh,
Why she was
I
well
see.
known.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
You see, and she
Really?
got reduction surgery. That's what
she
happened.
did.
Okay.
Probably because of.
I think she was getting teased. She's the one that got. So she has this channel called Classically Abby, where she tries to show like classy, traditional ways of lifestyle channel.
Oh, I bet it's
And-
super white centric, isn't it?
Well, she said something about how she was comparing Nancy Reagan and like Beyonce or something, right?
What?
And then she's like, which one's more classy? And then people just started flooding the comments like, well,
Throat
Nancy
goat.
Reagan was the throat goat. She gave the best head and, and all this. And it just became a big thing. And she kind of ruined Nancy Reagan's legacy with that.
Oh, did she do that on
The
purpose?
throat coat?
No, she's probably definitely out of
No.
ignorance.
No, she was just trying to be like, I love Nancy Reagan. And then she just made,
The throat goat.
I heard. Yeah, what was that about?
I'm not going to.
Yeah, there was.
Basically, she gave a lot of head. to a lot of people.
Everyone can deduce that on their own. Next topic, go.
Goat means greatest of all time. And
Everyone
they're
knows this.
saying
Next
Nancy
topic.
Reagan's throat is the greatest of all
Yeah, we get
time
it.
Yeah.
Next topic. Next topic.
because of the raw dogging, right?
No.
How did they found out about Nancy Reagan about that?
It was
just out of
it was just
curiosity?
well,
we
no.
have
I
10
heard
minutes
of
to
it, but I
cover 5
forgot about
topics.
it.
Go.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, but there's a lady named Brandon Cooper. She looks exactly like him, and she works for Daily Wire. She's the one who really looks like his sister.
All
Next topic.
This China stuff is going to take too long.
No.
All right. What else do we? Oh, okay. This is a little nuts. All right. What else?
Fuck
okay.
it, just cover it.
Is that Douglas?
All right. Fine. Let's talk. Let's
Kim
cover the dog
Dokso.
thing.
Kim Dokso.
So there was a.
That's fucking disgusting. Okay, next topic.
There's a post that says Korean men buying real dolls in the shape of children. 어린이 형상의 리얼도를 구매하는 남쪽 커뮤니티 아카라이브. So, look at this. This is crazy, huh? And what does this say? It says 고양이 나나 what?
고양이 나놨고
실리콘 헤드 퀄리티 미쳤네 리얼. Is that
Oh,
real?
so is that supposed to be a doll?
I think it's just like a forum.
That's a
thing.
doll?
That's a doll.
Wow.
It's just a forum.
And then
saying,
there's,
like, look how realistic. It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
mean that they're
구애배나
buying it.
갈비뼈
It's just that
등의
they're
구현이
commenting
잘
on it.
되어 있음.
Where's the proof that they're
지켜보니
like buying it?
지워지는 화장 같은 건 아닌데.
Because the first one said he said it was gross, didn't he?
오일링하면 어떻게 될지는 모르겠다. 하지만
Oh, so they're
이왕 사는 건 무조건
doing
하는 게
sex
좋아
act
보임.
on these dolls, right?
Well, they're saying that Korean men are buying these sex dolls, or these.
So it's pedophilia, or because are they implying that because
That's
they
what
look
they're
like?
they're implying that Korean men are gross.
Yeah, but anyway,
and who's doing this?
But that was like a forum. That
this is
wasn't
from well, this was supposed to be what 남자업
What is that?
번역기.
여혐욕 있는 트윗 인용. What is that? 여혐.
But anyway, so this
claiming to be a bot?
anti-female.
American guy, I guess, or whatever, says Korean men buying real dolls in the shape of children, which is saying, hey, Korean guys are. It's adding on to all this how Korean guys are uniquely disgusting
gendered racism.
and pedophilic and zoophiles and all this. And I'm sure they exist. I know it.
100%.
But we're leaving
In every
out-
But don't they exist all sorts of
leaving out
every
ethnic
society?
group? Ethnic group?
Every society.
Korean men are a fraction of a percent of the world,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, it's only 80 million all. I mean, the
But
entire Korean
Why
population.
not talk about this? There's a Dutch manufacturer who created the world's first baby sex doll, now offering sex dolls for zoophiles. This was in March of 2024.
So even those baby sex dolls that are being shown for the Korean people are made by this Dutch company?
It could possibly be, but I don't think so.
The
you know,
yeah.
But
Well,
this
that-
Dutch
that's the
company, it
thing.
said it
Do
right
you
there.
even-
They
did you-
also
did
make
you even check
infant
the
and
source
child.
of, like the baby thing.
the comments were kind of like.
I mean, those
I feel like-
babies
disgusting,
did
though.
look very East Asians. So
No, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is like, who is even making those, and what? And
I-
that forum was just a forum commenting
Yeah,
on
it
like,
was.
oh, look how
It
realistic.
was.
They
Yeah.
weren't like saying, oh, let's buy it. That's what I'm saying. They fucking
Right.
like post this shit
Okay.
as if like Korean men are buying this shit because they know that the average person can't read Korean. And so they see this as, oh, this is proof, but it's a
But
totally different fucking
one of the
website.
comments that I read was they want to put oil all over the doll and do some kind of act or something. One of the comments that
Yeah,
I
that-
is that what they said, or were they like, what would it feel
Well,
like?
why
with
would they oil it
on
though?
Yeah.
Why even talk about that? That's
That's what it's.
disgusting.
Yeah, that's what.
I mean,
so.
yeah.
But
again,
okay,
that is
there are
gross.
those
That's
freaking
not what I
weirdos
said.
out there. Fine, but This is a fucking look at this guy. What is he, Unabomber style thing? And
He does look like he's a unicorn.
look at him. I'm pretty sure his ex is
yep.
Asian.
Yep.
She looks like Southeast Asian, right?
She does. She looks like she could be like Filipina or Thai.
So this guy's making baby dolls, and one doll costs $2,800. The dog toys have oral, anal, and vaginal functions and can be posed in multiple positions. We want to make sure our dog sex doll looks
No.
as realistic as possible. Now, I went to their website, Mythical
Our next
Creations.
topic.
Oh, they have
I don't like this anymore. Abort. Abort.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
going to close
God.
this.
They're
1,000
satisfied customers. What is that?
one customer, well, satisfied, I think he means.
I hate this.
All right,
But-
so let's close this up.
They need to release the names of everyone who bought any of those because you are.
Yeah, but this is
Not allowed to go near dogs.
this is white people shit, okay? This is white people doing this shit.
And you know what? The 4B feminists, they're going on American social media to try to get attention on it, like from white people who basically turned South Korea into what it is today.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you think is going to happen? That they're going to be like,
Next
oh
topic.
yeah, we need to save the Korean women. Like,
We
no, you guys are
have
fucking
three more
idiots.
topics in 3 minutes. Let's go.
Right, and Douglas had a what is this? Oh, and let's go back to the
Kim
Copinos.
Dokso.
You know, when we talked about the how there would be Korean men who go to like the Philippines and like impregnate Filipino women and go back, and those children are called Copinos, right? It's an issue. There's a lot of them, but we haven't talked about white guys that have been doing this shit forever, right? So, Doug,
Like in Korea.
yeah, like in Korea.
Yeah.
So Doug here says, in response to a tweet about this, Doug says, LOL, 4B feminists are just providing cover for white men by throwing blame onto Korean men. That is their only function, being the white man's pawn while representing the most westernized and psychotic liberalist women in the world. Bitch, American whites have been doing this on a 100 times scale for a century.
Those are two Filipino women.
Lumpia, lumpia. I like lumpia. Lumpia's good. Anyway,
Not enough to follow.
But I don't think those two are mutually exclusive necessarily.
right. All right, so with the 3 minutes, okay, let's just get to the Dems. Fucking
Jill
Dems.
Stein.
So Jill
Fuck
Stein.
the Dems.
Jill Stein made a post that breaking. Let me try to read it in Jill Stein's voice.
No.
The Nevada State Supreme Court
It's
has
gonna take
kicked
too
the
long.
Green
Yeah,
Party
it's
off
gonna
the
take too
ballot
long.
in a win.
We already have 3 minutes left.
Okay, Alex Jonesell. The Nevada State Supreme Court has kicked the Green Party off the ballot in a win for the Democrats' war on democracy. The court ruled 5-2 that the over 29,000 signatures submitted by the Green Party in Nevada, almost 3 times the required number, were invalidated by technicality. The fine print in the affidavits used by the petition circulators was incorrect. The same affidavits that the Democratic directed the Green Party to use for a petition
TLDR.
effort.
I just almost spit my water out all over you guys.
Okay.
Right now.
So
Basically, they're
basically, the Green Party was on the ballots, but due to some sort of like error or technical thing, it was invalidated.
Yeah.
But they used the wrong forms or something like that. But they used the forms that they were told to use.
Yeah.
And-
Use that the Democratic NVSOS Secretary of State told them to use. So
That's
the
Nevada.
Secretary of State
Nevada
made the mistake, and now they're invalidating the Green Party because the Green Party followed what the Nevada Secretary of State said to
It's
do.
the Nevada
Yeah,
Secretary
they're
of
doing
State,
this to other states
Democrat
too.
or Republican?
I would think
Well, they
that
said
he's a
Democratic.
Democrat. He's a Democrat.
They said the Democratic
so.
Nevada.
Scum. Nazi
So
scum.
you know what they're doing now? Ever since Robert Kennedy Jr. endorsed Trump, now they're trying to keep Robert Kennedy
yeah.
Jr.'s name there.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
this is
They're scum.
crazy.
They're fucking
Yeah,
scum.
they are, man. They are. I mean,
Fucking
it's
Nazi scum.
It's just. It's
I don't
disgusting.
not
It's
deny it,
disgusting.
but if
It's
you guys have
disgusting.
ever worked with any government red tape, this shit happens all the time.
I don't care. They're Nazi scum.
But I don't disagree
No,
that it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, first they
potentially.
wanted to keep him on. You
Yeah.
know, they wanted to keep him on because they knew that
He would
Robert
take
Kennedy Jr. would take Trump's votes,
Right.
and a lot of Republicans
with
were
as
aligning
many
with
of the
that.
people
But
who are
now,
like
since he
vote
did it-
blue no matter who, I don't not deny that this could have been purposeful for sure.
They're
Yeah,
scum.
I mean it's So it's
It's a problem.
it's fucked up.
And-
It's anti-democratic.
And I think the biggest problem is because of
Nothing
this
about
whole
this country
mainstream media.
is-
I'm talking about, okay, other than Fox, New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, Time Magazine, Newsweek, they all align with the Democratic Party. Look at their opinion editorial. It's the same. The rhetoric that comes out of their mouth is the same as what the New York Times editorials. It's the same. They're protected.
I mean,
they
people
feel they're
are allowed
protected.
to take a political side. They're allowed.
Yeah.
No, they're scum.
Anyway, Jimmy Dore. Let's
Dick
go.
Cheney
Let's
endorsed
go. Let's go back
Kamala.
to the Democrats again.
Yeah,
Cheney.
that means it's Trump
Dick
time.
Cheney endorsed.
Dick Cheney, who
Kamala.
who shot someone in the face,
Yeah.
And
but
Oh,
it was
yeah.
but it was birdshot, right?
killed millions of Iraqi children.
Killed
Oh my
a
God,
bunch
I
of
forgot
Iraqis.
about that.
Yeah. And is just a
Halliburton.
major war criminal who should be tried
man.
for war crimes and spend the rest of his life in prison, if not something more
Death
severe.
penalty.
Iraq War pretty much happened because of Dick Cheney, right? Wasn't he the one who really pushed for it?
It wasn't just him. I mean, there were a lot.
Yeah,
of,
but he was one. He was
there was a lot of Democratic
the front
senators who
man.
went along with it too.
That is true,
Let's
yeah.
let's
Well,
not
that-
absolve.
Anyway,
true, that is true.
he's voting for Kamala Harris. Like, okay, so Jimmy Dore.
His daughter too. Liz Cheney also voting
Okay.
for Kamala.
The transformation of the Democratic Party into the party of Bush and Cheney is complete. Instead of
is,
this
it
shocking
is.
Kamala Harris supporters into rethinking exactly what the fuck is happening, they look at this endorsement as a good thing.
Yeah,
They're
but this
all
doesn't-
neocons.
but
They're
none
all
of-
neocons. They're all
fucking
neocons.
scum.
But
They're
this
all
doesn't
neocons.
mean
They're all
anything. Dick Cheney could just
fucking
hate Trump.
Nazi scum.
It doesn't mean
No.
anything.
That's just
but
naive.
Even if you hate
Everyone is
Anyway.
working together. The government is all
uniparty,
working
yeah.
together. There is no actual dissent between government officials. They're fucking Nazis. They want
Okay.
to,
right.
expand.
Yeah, I
their
mean, anyone
imperialism at
who's
all fucking
actually
costs.
applauding Dick Cheney supporting Kamala are not smart.
I mean,
Well,
I
that's
can't.
a lot of Democrats. So
Well,
a lot of Democrats.
according
are.
to
It's a lot
Savvy
of-
Sabs,
lot of people
Dick Cheney opposed
in general.
releasing Nelson Mandela, Head Start programs, MLK Day, and promoted the Iraq War. But people are applauding him for endorsing
Yeah,
Kamala.
he's being praised. He is being praised
These
by
are the
CNN,
values
Yeah,
New York
that's-
Times.
that's
they're
not
like,
smart.
this is how you're supposed to be. A Republican. This is a modern, a model Republican. That's what they're saying about Dick
Yeah,
Cheney
it's the
now.
Goebbels propaganda network, the Nazi propaganda radio,
is.
NPR, and the.
The NPR too.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. They're probably trying to be like,
they
even
should
Dick
yank
Cheney.
all the government subsidies for.
Well, they're probably saying that
NPR.
like even Dick Cheney's
Wait, there are
endorsing,
government
but it
subsidies
doesn't.
for New York
it's not
Times?
smart.
for NPR.
Oh, NPR.
Yeah, National Public Radio.
I think this meme is very accurate. I saw this. Fuck.
I can't see it.
So Kamala Harris, who never given a press conference ever, for 50 days, just one interview with CNN, she talked a grand total of 16 minutes and 29 seconds.
Oh yeah,
And she's supposed to be the hero. She's
debate
supposed to
is
be the
happening
savior.
tomorrow.
The debate is happening tomorrow.
You gonna watch it?
I think she's going to be exposed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Watch it, of course.
I'm curious.
She's
to
going to
watch
be
it.
exposed.
All right, so
man.
here's the meme. So this is in 2008. You can see that, the conservatives here, whatever, me is here, my fellow liberals are here. This is the Obama years, right? Or the year Obama won.
Yeah, a lot of-
2012, you see that, okay, whatever.
a little bit
He's saying
closer to the
he's
center.
No,
Yeah.
he's saying that
He's saying he's
liberals
the-
became more.
Oh, he becomes
yeah.
more center, and then
Liberals
by
became more radical.
2021,
He's saying that the left is going crazy, right?
So he's
Yeah.
saying he's the constant, and they're changing the.
So these are a lot of traditional liberals like Jimmy Dore, and I think even Bill Maher might be in that category. But Bill Maher is very anti-Trump. But other than that, I think he sounds very moderate these days. If you
actually,
watch his show.
that wasn't quite the meme I was looking for, but it showed how both parties just keep moving closer and closer
Yeah.
to the right, and to a point where even like things that are considered not so crazy leftist are now considered like communist or something like.
Yeah, it's the
Anyway.
1950s again.
So, yeah, Kamala, you're a right winger. You're a neocon.
What
She's
happened
a
in the
neocon.
1950s, 'cause, like,
She is a
when
neocon.
Eisenhower won in 1952, they were calling all the liberals communists. So when JFK takes power, they got to show that who's boss. Like, oh no, I'm going to be tough on Soviets and blah blah blah. And
Wait, real quick, did we cover everything?
No,
There's one more.
No,
There's one more.
There's like
one
three.
more?
Okay,
Oh, you remember it?
Okay, let's cover it in like 3 minutes because we're not even going to discuss it. I'm just going to talk about it. So Melissa Chen, she's an influencer, and she's with she's a VP at Strategy Risks, which is
She looks a little bit like Korean, right?
WMAF, Singaporean, Chinese,
Okay, Singaporean.
whatever Han, whatever she is.
She made like some cringe like posts about like worshiping white men.
Oh wait, so this is the Lauren Chen post, I think.
No,
Since we're discussing
They're
lesser known
yeah.
World War II facts, this is a reminder that approximately 14 million Chinese were killed. That's more than the Jews. As a result of Japanese
more than
aggression,
20, but yeah.
and that Japanese war crimes included, but are not limited to the rape of Nanking.
United 7th.
Okay, Unit 731. And
So
mass
this is the reason
rape.
why she got
Yeah.
yanked? Is it the reason
Well,
why?
So
this
that's
is
what someone else said. But
He said
I don't think
the day after is when she got
because
you
like
know.
she was with another group of guys that were also banned for the same reason, right?
Why do you think the Democratic Party and the mainstream media, why do they keep on pushing this Russia
Well,
angle?
He's trying to because like it's already kind of like imprinted that Russia colluded with whatever to prevent Hillary.
Right.
So like because
Okay.
in their minds, oh, Russia's anti-Hillary, even though it's false, right? Even though that's all
That's all
proven
false.
untrue. It's
Hillary got
remember that
$145 million.
effect we were talking about the Mandela effect. What was
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
And
Okay, so Lauren Chen says that, and this guy Noah Bloom, he says people who don't know anything about history think major historical facts are lesser known because they only just learned about them now. Bullshit.
Yeah, can't say that, man.
And then Melissa Chen, this lady, says there was no Asian Holocaust. In absolute numbers, the Japanese Imperial Army killed many more than the Nazis, but it was not a systematic elimination of an entire race of peoples. Many were Chinese, Singaporean, Korean, Filipino, Australian, and New Zealander. The Japan Army was brutal, no doubt, but any attempt to call it fucking a Holocaust
attempt.
is not only historically illiterate, it seeks to dilute the enormity of the Nazis' attempts to exterminate the Jewish people.
So they feel offended to even compare it to
The only
Holocaust.
reason
Melissa feels offended for, you know,
But she's not Jewish. Why is she?
I mean, they didn't go to war to not try
she
to
loves
eradicate
white.
them.
approval.
men.
Okay.
Yes,
It's
approval.
So Xinhai Chen says, fuck you. So how the fuck did they even reach Singapore? As if Nanjing Purge, Korean Massacre, and Bloody Mandor West Kalimantan is not enough. And then someone
Melissa
said
Chen.
the deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular nation or ethnic group with yes, blah, blah, blah. Your minimizing is made worse by the fact that you are of Asian heritage. Truly despicable.
Scum.
And guess how she responds? I have family killed by the Japanese in Malaysia and Singapore. That does not make it a genocide. What the fuck is
you
she?
don't
That's
have my
a,
reply.
I'd say I have a
Wait, you
black
have-
I have
reply.
yours. Yours is next.
I've never even heard
No,
of
but
her.
I replied to something else to what
no,
you said.
I have it. It's coming
Oh,
up.
okay. Yeah, both.
So I'm saving the best for last. Jeez, can you be
Oh,
the cherry
God,
on top?
but
Don't
there's two-
stroke
there's
his
two
ego.
Oh, two?
Jesus.
yeah.
Oh,
Is
so-
she like a powerful influencer?
Well,
Melissa
I think
Chen? I
Joe.
never
I think
heard of
Joe
her.
Rogan likes her a lot.
Oh, really?
Powerful.
No, I never heard of her.
Joe
I never
Rogan
heard.
likes her
She
for other
appears with, like,
reasons.
the
She does a
Jordan
lot of the
Peterson
FT,
types.
like, Financial Times sort of like area of media.
Anyway, Doug here responded also. He goes, in Singapore, Chinese citizens were targeted almost precisely exactly like Nazi-occupied Poland. And instead of camps hidden away, they stuck the murdered heads on pikes like it was the Middle Ages in order to maintain their savage control over the population, as well as mass
And you
rape,
even
of course.
photoed a book. That
And this is one
covered
of the
that
books
story,
you've
right?
read, obviously, which is probably
Which
in
is
your bag.
literally titled Japan's Holocaust.
As someone who has talked against you when you've used the Holocaust against other things, even I disagree with Melissa Chen.
Yeah, and then this guy.
I mean, if Japanese had their way, there would be no Korean people left.
So the reason
Yeah.
why it wasn't a full extermination is just because Japan didn't have the resources.
Right.
If they had the resources, they would have killed everyone in
And
China.
she only doesn't know about it that way because she wasn't taught. It wasn't taught here. You know what
So-
I
Yeah,
mean?
but she's Singaporean.
Oh, right.
But she
yes.
lives here now,
But
and
when
she's,
did she
she's
move
been
here?
here long enough.
Singaporean
she's
is
just scum.
Singaporean
She's a
is
self-hating scum.
Singaporeans are probably the
I
most
didn't- yeah,
westernized
that's true.
among.
No.
No, you don't think they're the most.
Lee Kuan Yew even said something like, Japan will never, be reconciled unless they admit to their crimes.
No, that's not their MO. They
Yeah, but I'm saying that
They
so
distracted
that's a
with
Singapore
anime.
prime minister.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Singapore does not agree with this fucking bullshit.
Oh, okay.
That
So
this
yeah,
idiot is
so
talking about.
Melissa Chen is a critic of China's human rights record, curtailing of free speech and foreign policy. She's also a critic of Singapore's restrictions on free speech. During the pandemic, she called for the closing of Chinese wet markets.
Well, she's very anti-China.
Oh, cool. So
China's
she's
human rights.
WMAF scum, like I said.
wet markets prevail in
Who is she
like
married to? Who is she married
80%
to?
of
Who
the
is she
world.
dating?
Probably. No, she made some cringe ass thing about like, oh, I'm not good enough for white guys or something like that.
She even said that?
Yeah, she said something like that.
I remember something weird like that.
Yeah,
So-
right?
Yeah.
It was like,
But we
where's your
need the
self-
accuracy on this.
Where's your
Let's look it up.
self-respect?
Hey, is this common among second gens? Because at first gens, I never hear these
exactly.
things.
Wait, she also said Asian women are the white men of the dating world.
What?
Basically, they're number one.
Oh man, she's disgusting.
I mean, just
She
because
is
they're
disgusting.
fetishized the most
But
doesn't
why
mean
does
that
Joe
they
Rogan
have
like her
power.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's
Why
not
does
the
Joe
thing I was
Rogan
talking
like
about.
her
No,
so
I'm
much?
trying to find the thing.
You know what? You saw what I said.
I vaguely remember something about that. Yeah. A lot of times I want to say something to her, but I'm just like, first of all, my account's private, so she can't see it anyway.
And second
I'm
of all,
like,
you got
secondly,
Doug Kim
yeah,
on it.
fucking Doug is there. But you don't catch all her bullshit.
Well, I mean, I can't catch everyone's bullshit 24/7.
Why not? Put the book down.
Anyway, Melissa Chen, I don't know what her aim is. Like,
Yeah, what's her angle?
Wait, real
What
quick.
is-
Wasn't there
here it
another
is.
topic? Okay, I was like, while Doug looks
Can
this up.
you, Jose? So she goes.
It's how I punch with my
So
Send that to him.
Can you send that to Ktown Social Club's Twitter?
Melissa Chen.
Or at the very least, share it. Airdrop
LA
it.
underscore Ktown Social. We gotta finish up. It's so late.
So
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Isn't there one more topic we can?
LA
so
underscore
these are
Ktown.
people who hates Asians, right?
I
Can we
don't
say that?
know, Michael. I'm not
Self-hate?
these people.
Is it self-hate or I just don't understand?
Who, are we
do
talking
have
about
a-
Melissa Chen?
Melissa Chen.
No, I just think that she's
Okay.
ignorant.
So Douglas just shared this post with me. Let's see Melissa Chan's thing here. So it
must
says
love this
one of the
couple.
great things about being with an Asian girl, this guy says, is that you don't know if she's good looking or not, and she doesn't know if you're good looking or not. White men can't recognize if an Asian woman is ugly, and vice versa.
Hey, is there some truth to that?
Maybe. And then
I call
Melissa
it white
says,
eyes, but it
"This is
requires a lot
this is
more
100%
going into
true.
depth.
this is 100% true. It's how I punch above my weight in the dating
See,
market."
that's like so like.
Oh,
Is she kind of admitting
She didn't
that she's
say
not
that,
pretty?
but she
Like, where's
no,
your
she-
self-respect?
She
She has
claimed
none.
that she only dates white men, though, is what that tweet is saying.
Well, that too.
And then this person, the bed wench. What's a bed wench? Who flirts with white supremacist Jesse Kelly, especially after hearing him say he wanted to sit on a throne of Chinese skulls. Oh,
I think it's
that
like
guy.
a very coded way of calling someone a whore.
He's laying that Jew sausage into the wok. What's AWLW? Asian women love white because it seems we're talking about penises.
Love white who? Caucasian? Is WC
No,
Caucasian?
no.
No, these are some of your responses to your tweet.
What?
WMAF should be as real as the Tooth Fairy. Was he ever questioned by Cotton if he was part of China? It's interesting. You know, you have interesting people commenting on your stuff.
I have a lot of.
On that note, thank you for joining us on another episode of Koreatown Social Club.
All right, so we're ending this with Melissa Chen, who's a wonderful person.
Oh, here's something else you can.
Okay. I mean,
No, we're way past.
let me just read it. Okay.
Melissa Chen.
Melissa Chen said in 2018, either way, a man is probably going to rub something on your head today. It is either going to be black or white. Happy Ash Wednesday and Valentine's Day.
What does that
I was
mean?
like, what
And
does
then-
that mean?
What does that mean?
Well, she meant Ash because it was Ash Wednesday.
Either Ash because of the Catholic thing, or a white dick is going to smack her on the head.
Oh, I thought it was semen, but never mind.
Well, rub. Oh, okay. Okay, you thought semen, I thought dick. Okay. Anyway, this year.
Are we sure we don't mean black or white Ash?
Like black is the ash, white is the.
No, but Melissa Chen made a reference to this the 6-year-old post. She referenced it this year. She says, 6 years ago on this day, I made this terrible joke. Do I regret it? No. Have I become a better person? Also, no.
And then,
Okay. Typical. Doug said typical WMA, whatever.
mind virus.
Okay.
Degeneracy.
All right, and on that note, thank you for tuning in to Ktown Social Club. We went way over, and like this video, subscribe to this channel, smash that notification bell, leave a comment, check the description box
Both shaking
below
hands.
to follow all our social media. Cut to camera 4 real quick. No, 4. Isn't that Doug? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's Doug Kim. We'll be back next
Kim
time.
Dok-so.
Kim Dok-so, and also Ed Choi, Michael Wan, and me, Michael Kim. And we'll be back next time with Ktown Social Club. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Obviously, the days after chemo was not great, but it feels pretty okay right now. Let's see. They're not doing any tests until after all